Make sure it's good and wound in. Oh dear Lord. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Might Sound Wild YouTube channel. You might notice things look a little bit different, but I wanted to kind of treat you guys and treat this whole channel like a photo club. You're part of our membership. You are part of the crew, and so I want to be able to share my experiences and my excitement and my passions with you about several different things across the creative and photography spectrum. And so today I want to do a little bit of a film shootout with black and white 35mm film. If you haven't ever shot 35mm film, then here's your excuse. Here's a little bit of a guide to help you get started. All you really need is a 35mm film camera. They could be a point and shoot from a thrift store for a couple bucks, or $1,000 rangefinder, whatever budget that fits in for you. Those are the tools. But one thing that is often looked over is the quality of the film stock that you're using. Your film stock in a film camera is like the camera sensors, so you can essentially have one camera and swap out the sensor anytime you shoot if you're changing film stocks all the time. Back in the day, they didn't have presets, so it was, you wanted a specific look, you had to find that specific film stock. And so over the course of this video and for the next 4 videos, we're going to look at film stocks and different price points to kind of decide what films we really love and what films you want to start shooting or I want to start shooting, to help us stay inspired and stay excited about this beautiful medium that is photography. Now, the first 3 film stocks we're going to use are an Arista EDU. It seems really good. It's geared toward students, so all of these, this film and all of these films are under $5. And then we have a Fomapan 400 and a Holga 400, just to get our feet wet, just to get started, to see if under $5 a roll, can we find a film stock that will give us consistent results or results that we really like. And then in the subsequent or in the later videos, we're going to go through a mid-range price tier of films, a high price, and then I have 2 kind of what I would call boutique kind of films that we're going to look at, but we'll get to those things later. I started shooting these films in a small town called Fairhope, and I wanted to kind of keep this project of discovering these film stocks, seeing what they do in those small towns in Alabama, just taking some street photography or landscapes, whatever kind of happened, and shoot something different from what I normally shoot, which is the beach stuff or portraits. Just really take myself out of my element, out of my comfort zone, and see what happens. And I think that's really important, to limit yourself as a creative, put yourself in a box and see what happens by shooting a subject matter you don't normally shoot, or limiting yourself to black and white, and limiting yourself to 35mm film. Now, while shooting these films, I had 3 cameras and tried to shoot the same shot on every single shot, but it kind of became a mess. I think my exposures were all over the place, and didn't really like what happened over over these film stocks, but you'll see. Take a look. How's it going, everybody? I know I started this challenge or this video in another city, but and actually another day, but I'm actually going to pick up right here in a little town called Stockton, Alabama, and see what we can get out of the rest of these rolls. Make sure. Now, I don't know about you, but my favorite film stock from these three was the Arista EDU. It seemed the most forgiving, even when I underexposed the film by, I think, way too much. I don't even know what happened. The film kind of held up. It held its own. It may have gotten a little grainy, but that's okay. That's the beauty of film to me. That's what I like in a film stock. And over the course of shooting these images, I think for the best bang for your buck, the one that's going to be the most forgiving as a beginning film shooter or a seasoned film shooter that just wants to shoot a forgiving film stock that's going to give you a pretty good result, the Arista is going to be your best bet. I think I'm going to have to give Fomapan another try. It seemed really muddy to me in the shadows, but all in all, nobody can say it didn't have a look. It had a feel, it had a vibe to it. So I may give Fomapan another try, but who knows. But I think the shootout was a lot of fun. I think in the next video, I'm going to just kind of put all three films in a bag and kind of pick them at random, shoot through them. That way I can kind of stay focused on the imagery and the exposure and making sure all of those things click and not, try to juggle through cameras and film for you guys. But anyway, thank you for being here in the My Town Wild Photo Club. Thank you for joining the membership by hitting subscribe, liking the video, and dropping a comment and telling us what you liked about this video, what you didn't like about it, what we should change, giving us a film stock we maybe should look out for. All of those things are really important for us. We love your feedback, and we'll see you in the next one.